How do you prepare? Education in the greater community way of knowledge is quite unique. It calls upon a different kind of intelligence within you and creates a pathway to this intelligence that is quite distinct from your normal forms of education. Here you do not set about to remember facts and figures, equations and details. Here you seek to wed your intellect with your deeper mind, the mind we call knowledge. Here the emphasis is on developing stillness and the ability to focus on things objectively, two very high functions of the mind. Because knowledge does not think like your personal mind, there has to be a bridge built between them. Building this bridge enables knowledge to communicate to you and enables you to receive its guidance, its blessings and its protection. Without this bridge, you will feel like you are split between your personal mind, which thinks one way and wants certain things, and knowledge, which thinks in a different way and has a greater purpose than the personal mind. Building this bridge represents the purpose of education in the greater community way of knowledge. To prepare, you will need several significant things. First, you will need the correct preparation. You cannot use human spirituality, human philosophy, human idealism and human motivations to attain a greater community understanding of knowledge. Instead, you will need a unique form of education, which we are providing for you here. Human wisdom and human understanding will only take you so far. This is a greater mountain to climb. You will need a special focus, a map and a pathway in order to undertake the great preparation in the way of knowledge. In addition, you will need the correct curriculum, instruction, attitude, companions and way of evaluating your progress. As we have mentioned, the curriculum is vital. You must take the correct way up the mountain or you will lose your way. You will come to a dead end and find yourself meandering about, not certain where you are going. The curriculum that we are providing is designed specifically to enable men and women to gain a greater understanding of life, a greater community understanding and perspective, which establish a greater vantage point from which to see yourself and others, with compassion and understanding. If you alter the curriculum or try to marry it to other things you are accustomed to or to things that you appreciate, you will not find the correct way, and you will not progress. You must follow the way as it is given, without altering it, without deleting anything and without adding on things that you learned before. In fact, here you must really begin as a beginner. Forget what you have learned. Leave aside your ideas and your philosophy. Do not try to make this new education the same as something else. Do not try to make it continuous with something else. You cannot learn a greater community way of knowledge based upon a previous education. You must start from the beginning and be a beginner. This approach is the wisest one, for this enables you to proceed with an open mind and to escape the limitations that your assumptions, beliefs and attitudes will certainly place upon you. The correct curriculum requires the correct attitude. The correct attitude is one of a beginner. If you have a beginner's mind, you will have an open mind. Here you will be able to see things as they are and not as you think they must be or prefer them to be. Here there is a great distinction between an education in knowledge and the education that you have found in the world. In the world, you always build upon what you have learned in the past, adding new things as you go along. As you advance, you become more selective in what you learn because you want to validate what you have learned already. Thus, the intent of education, which is to learn something new, to experience something new and to be able to do something new, becomes lost because increasingly you will attempt to validate the past. Here you will become more fearful and anxious about the future, less willing to see things as they really are and less open to new ideas, new experiences and new capabilities. Here the mind closes down upon itself. It often does this with the belief that it is open and accessible when in fact it has become such a filtering mechanism that very little new information can come to it, either from within or from without. How different is the way of knowledge? How different is the preparation in learning greater community knowledge and wisdom? Here you must start from the beginning and constantly set aside things you think you understand, things that you believe in, things that you believe have to be in the world and things you hold true about yourself, others and life in general. You must keep opening yourself to something new. What you will experience will confirm knowledge within you and open new arenas of experience to you. Here you will find yourself venturing into the unknown with only knowledge and the strength of your companions to assure you. This open attitude is essential throughout your preparation. As soon as you think you fully understand the curriculum and can define it for yourself and others, your progress will stop. Here you can make some very dangerous and unhappy conclusions. Learning a greater community way of knowledge is a great undertaking and preparation. You cannot study it for a few weeks or a few months or a few years and master it. That is why we say there are no masters in the world. There are only proficient students. Therefore, seek to become a proficient student, which will indeed make you seem masterful to others. However, as soon as you think that you have arrived and that your education is complete, your studenthood will come to an end, and your mind will begin to close in upon itself. You will stop where you are and begin to slide backwards. You can see the evidence of this in the self-proclaimed leadership of many people who profess to know great things and have great methodologies. However, unless their minds are fresh and open, unless they are pliable and can adapt to new experiences, these people become increasingly fixated upon the past and increasingly defensive about their own position and understanding. As a result, they become increasingly selective about what they will experience and less open to life, to relationship, to knowledge and to real wisdom. The correct attitude must also include the willingness to correct anything that obstructs the reclamation of knowledge, those beliefs, those attitudes, those ambitions, those cherished needs and those personal demands that infringe on and limit your ability to experience life as it will be the next moment and as it is destined to be in the future. This takes great courage and a desire for honesty. Indeed, this far exceeds most people's definition of and boundaries for honesty. Here you must continue to push the boundary of honesty and come back to what you know, which is distinct from what you want or believe. This is an act of personal integrity and a statement of real honesty. You must love the truth more than anything else, and your love of the truth must grow. You must be able to feel the truth as distinct from other forms of stimulation, self-validation, pleasure, fulfillment or anything else, for the truth has its own experience, which is unique. As you are able to identify it, value it and experience it again and again, you will want to return to it. Here you learn to make your own wise decisions, and as you learn to make your own wise decisions, you will be able to help others to make wise decisions for themselves. Because the preparation is so great and requires so much time and patience, we encourage you to go slowly and consistently. We encourage you to practice daily but without a sense of urgency or impatience. There are many things you must learn the first year. There are many things you must learn the next year, the year after and the year after that. You cannot see what is up ahead for you to learn. Beginning students always think that they are on the verge of accomplishment. Intermediate students think they are on the verge of mastery. Advanced students realize they are on the verge of simply learning the next step. This represents a mature attitude, an attitude that recognizes the challenge, the difficulty, the need and the reward. You must advance far enough to gain this mature approach. Advanced age in life does not guarantee this mature approach. Advancement in the way of knowledge and advancement in true preparation are the only things that can assure this. This will show you the true lessons in life and how difficult they are to learn, how necessary they are to learn and what the results of learning them are. Your experience will confirm this. This will put you in a position to wisely counsel others. This is why only an advanced student in the way of knowledge can teach the way of knowledge. Many people want to pass on everything they are learning as soon as possible, and this is understandable. However, do not claim real comprehension, for the mystery will exceed your understanding, always. When you can be immersed in the mystery, you can represent the mystery. Then you can teach in a whole new way. Then you will understand why the preparation in the greater community way of knowledge is unique among all other forms of education. Yet even in the uniqueness of this education, its unique goal and the greater dimensions of reality that it will expose you to, it holds in common many things that you have learned already in the world. Let us illustrate this now. Education requires a wise instructor, someone who is competent and who understands the learning process at hand. You can only take yourself so far. Even when you try to teach yourself simple and mechanical things, you make yourself vulnerable to grave error, and it takes much more time and energy to advance. It is better to assign yourself to a capable and competent instructor. If you attempt to learn the way yourself, you will take a very slow and difficult path. In fact, many people choose to do this because they are too afraid to work with an instructor, or because they have grandiose ideas about themselves and think that an instructor is not necessary and that they can learn on their own. Some people do not want to commit the time and resources to their education substantially enough to engage with an instructor, when a true instructor will in fact save them time and energy and preserve their resources for the future. You have learned this already. To learn an athletic sport, to learn an art, to learn any kind of skill requires wise instruction. Someone must show you, and someone must correct you as you proceed and try things out for yourself. Your education has also taught you that you must practice what you seek to learn. How obvious this is, and yet how much it escapes so many people who attempt to find a quick and easy way to bypass the years of work that are required to build an awareness and to lay a foundation for wisdom. People say, "Give me the answer. Show me the method. Give me the secret. I can use it. I understand it. I will not fail with it." How foolish this is, and how unwise. For example, if you want to learn a technical skill, you must practice and study. You must have a good instructor. You must have your direction and purpose clarified as you go along. You must take a path where you can mature in your skill and understanding. Reading a book or going to a class can only introduce you to the preparation. They are not the preparation itself. Only a book that contains the actual practices can take you into the preparation and further you and advance you there. Yet you will still need instruction. You will still need to associate with those who are wiser and more advanced than you are. And you will need to associate with those who are less advanced than you are. Those more advanced can pass on their wisdom and help save you time and energy. Those less advanced can benefit from the results of your accomplishments and thus validate and verify the importance of your endeavor. Your education has already taught you, then, that you need wise instruction and that you need to practice. Your practice must be consistent, diligent, patient and effective. Do not think that you can master things that are important in a short period of time. If you do, you will end up taking the long and difficult road. Do not look at the mountain and say, "I know a better way up this mountain." You have never been on this mountain before. You do not know what it is like at its higher altitude. You do not know what the requirements are. You do not know what impact the environment will have on you. You do not know the way. And yet how many people scramble feverishly, trying to carve their own way and end up getting stuck, unable to proceed. Your education in the world has shown you another truth that is applicable here. You must immerse yourself in your preparation in order to advance.